Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Indulge. Today we will be making my favorite carrot cake. This is a recipe inspired by my mother-in-law, and she really loves making this for us. I just wanted to remind you to hit that subscribe button. Okay, so I'm just going in with flour, 2 cups of flour, sieve your cake flour, then 1 cup of nutty wheat flour goes in. Okay, now we're doing 1 cup of brown sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, 1.5 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, now half a teaspoon of mixed spice, and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon powder goes in there. Cool. Mix your dry ingredients. 5 large eggs. Now add 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence, 1 cup and 2 tablespoons of oil, 1/3 of a cup or 5 tablespoons of milk. You whisk your eggs and milk. Then you combine all your ingredients. So this is not the side of the grater that you use, preferably to make them nice and fine. 3 cups of finely grated carrot. With everything that you make, if it has to be cakey, you do not overmix. So I'm using a fold in and scrape kind of method. Now I'm going in with some pecan nuts. You can choose whatever nuts you like. I just prefer pecan nuts in mine. I like a bit of crunch. I feel like my whisk will not all get in there properly. A great tip: you let your mixture sit for a good 5 minutes to let your sugar dissolve before you bake it. After 45 minutes or so, just keep an eye on it and remember to bake it low temperature for a long time. It helps it not dome on the top. It bakes level. So I just usually put them on a cling wrap. After they come out of the oven, you just let them cool just a little bit, then you cover them with a cling wrap. It helps them not dry out. And if you do not have a cling wrap, you just let them sit in the pan like that. It's only the top part that will dry out just a little bit, but you're gonna cut that off anyway when you assemble your cake. My cakes are cooling off. I'm just gonna start with making cream cheese, and I added 100 grams of butter, then I added 1 cup of icing sugar. I added 230 grams of plain cream cheese. I just usually prefer this one or the Spa brand. Everything else for me is slightly salty, and you can buy the full cream one, but because I have butter and sugar in there, this works just fine. Place everything in a mixer or a hand mix. You blend until it's nicely creamed and smooth like that. Let me show you real quick how to assemble a cake, how to put a cake together. I have a cake board. You can just use a plate, a back of a plate or a back of a tray will work just fine. Remember, I had put a cling wrap on them just to prevent them from drying and just locking in moisture. I wanted to mention real quick that you do not need to have a baking paper. You can just butter your pan and lightly flour it. It will not stick as much as baking paper. Makes everything easy because your cakes just come out without any worry that they might break at the bottom. Take a serrated knife and then you go in just on the border where it's a little bit hard. Next, you can ice your cake as they are. They're gonna soften up with the buttercream and the cream cheese or whatever filling you have. When you cut your cake, you always just turn it like this The best thing is actually to make it on a turntable, but okay, just so you don't cut on a wrong angle. So just keep turning it and it will be nice and straight. I have my buttercream in this piping bag. You do not need a tip for what I'm going to be showing you right now. You can just have the tip that is just nicely round. I can't find mine right now, so I'm just using any kind of tip that I have. It's gonna do the job, trust me. Let me show you. You just put a little bit, let me bring this closer to the camera. You put just a little bit like so to hold your cake. You take your offset spatula, whatever spatula you have right now. If you don't have, babe, take a spoon or, you know, a dining knife. Okay, so just like that. This is just to hold your cake, right? And this is nice and soft. Alrighty, so I like placing my cakes in the middle. Keep moving it around until it's at the center. So now you take your buttercream and you hold your buttercream firmly like that, and you just guide it. You're gonna keep guiding it around the cake like so. Or I piped in a circle like that because that's where I'll be putting my cream cheese, and I do not want it to spill on the side or spread to the side. Cheese. Oh, I love I enjoy a lot of cream cheese in my carrot cakes. And you know, you
Mommy,
fill it in.
Is that my carrot cake?
Yes, boy. You take your other cake. You remove the baking paper. Check where the center is. So I can see that side safe, and it's in the center like that. All around, just like that. And then you just press it down. Make sure, guys, my thing is smudged. But right now, because I do not have a third layer, I just wanted to make something small.
That's yummy.
It is yummy. Then you take your offset spatula. You take whatever spatula you have, actually anything works. Bam, you see? Now. Alrighty. Does it show nicely, baby? Okay, so I'm just going around with my spatula like that. So I wanted to show you why I start at the top and not at the bottom, because then when you go around, it starts just flowing to the bottom for some reason. So I always just start at the top like that, then go around, you see? Just like that, guide it like so. You're just gonna flatten it at every chance. If you want to make a naked cake, this is the time where you can scrape it to your liking or how you want it to look. If you want naked, you can go closer to the, alternatively we can use this, a scraper. You can use a scraper, Mommy? And then you go on the sides like so. I'm gonna place this in the fridge, and until this hardens, then I'll put the next layer. Okay, so this is after I had placed it in the fridge, and it needs to harden just at the touch. It shouldn't stick to your fingers. Time in the middle. Take my spatula. So now I'm covering everything, just how I wanted. I will be designing my cake now, so I'm just covering the whole cake.
The whole cake.
Not enough there. Should have started at the top, like I said. Perfect. I'm just gonna go in on the sides like that. We're gonna make a very simple looking cake. There we go. We're almost there, almost done. You can dip your offset spatula, whatever you're using, in hot water if you like, but I just, I just go in like that. If you want really sharp edges, but we'll get to that. I just feel like this is This is a beginner kind of cake. Okay, this is going back into the fridge for another few minutes, and when it hardens, we then decorate it. So I took just a little bit of buttercream and I added a color. This is teal, or whatever color you prefer. You can get these from your any grocery store. You add a little bit of that and you make whatever color you like. Now I want to show you such an easy cake. If you're making a birthday cake for your baby or just anyone,
It's for Luanda, mommy.
it could be. It could be for you, boy. Okay, so you take a bit of your buttercream. It's gonna go around. Salaka. Then you just flatten that. Make sure it's covered everything at the bottom. Another color if you like, but I think I'm okay.
It's
Just
blue,
as
mommy.
yes. So I'm just gonna take a bit of it and go on the top. You can use whatever, a knife, you can use whatever you have. You go all around. You will see just now how this will turn out. I'm just showing you a simple cake, like a simple style of cake. Okay, so I'll be using this to straighten, and look at that. We just made 2 colors. You know, your kids would love this, or whoever you're making it for. Look how beautiful that is. I've just run my scraper in hot water. You can just put it in hot water if you want to have a much cleaner look. If you want to just close up the bubbles. I don't know if you see the difference, but there is a difference. Most of my cakes, if you check, I just leave it as it is, like this, and I place it, sometimes I will place it in the fridge, let it dry out, and then take a knife, dip it in hot water, and then just remove this top layer like this, and your cake will be nice and flat. But I like this rustic thing going on here. I like the 2 color going on, and I like this little rim on here. I'm okay with it. This is my cake. It's done. I'm gonna put it back in the fridge and show you how to finish it off, just the finishing touches. But this tip you can get from any grocery store. They do have a tip like this, but it's just slightly smaller, but anyway, it does the same thing. This tip, and if you want to make florets, you go like that. Okay, so where you end is where you're gonna turn again, just so you close the end part that doesn't look really good. So you go on top just a little bit like that. And then the last one, bam. Okay, you just buy these sweets, just put it there. Take a purple color. Tell me your kiddies will not like this. Let me know if your kiddies will not like this. Okay, you just wipe. You take your soap. Right, wipe. Wasn't that easy? That was very easy. Okay, because we have just enough of them, I'm just gonna go just a little bit on the side like that. Very important, before you cut it, just leave it in the fridge for at least an hour, just so you have a clean cut. Okay, now I want to pick. And that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in my next video. Santandi.